Welcome to CyberCEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. CyberCEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. All right, another awesome day here at Cyberbacker. My name is Jello. We are back with another episode of CyberCEO, and we are very lucky to have a very special guest on the show right now. Jennifer, how are you doing today?
Fine, thanks. How are you?
Doing wonderful. Thank you very much for asking, and of course, for giving us your time when you're very, very busy. So, for the benefit of everyone who's listening and watching, can you tell us something about yourself, Jennifer? What is your role in real estate?
I am the rainmaker for my real estate team.
Right, rainmaker. Now, a lot of our listeners are also business owners, but help us out here. What are the main things that you do in a day? What does a rainmaker do in the business?
Well, currently, I am the CEO of the company, the lead listing agent, the sometimes buyer's agent, and the director of operations
Oh, so a lot
and
of
director of
hats.
marketing.
Wow, another director of marketing added there. So you
Yeah.
wear a lot of hats every day. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
At the moment, I do. Yes.
Now, good thing you have your own cyberbacker supporting you.
Correct.
If you don't mind me asking, how long have you been working with your own cyberbacker?
I have been working with Emil since January, I believe, the
January.
end of January 2021.
So going on
So
your
coming
first
up on a
year.
year.
Yes. Now, let me ask you, before you had Emil working with you as your cyberbacker, did you have prior experience working with, let's say, remote team members before?
No.
No. Now, what has the experience been so far working with someone virtually?
I think it was a good time with everything changing in the world due to COVID
Hmm.
to dive into something like working with a remote assistant
Hmm.
VA because we are now more accustomed to having to have meetings virtually on Zoom anyway, that it wasn't that big of a transition for us, for me anyway.
Got used to it because of the Zoom, video chats, things like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it was easy. It was like we had to be really purposeful about I had to be really purposeful about putting it into my calendar to have, a 10-minute huddle. Sometimes it was a half-hour meeting every day in the beginning to start my day off with him, so that we could all get on the same page. And then we whittled away from that to maybe doing that 3 times a week to now we have a meeting once a week and we just communicate via email.
So email right now then. I think that's a good
We
way.
email, we
Mhm.
text, no, we email, we text, and we talk on the phone if we have to.
So still the communication is there. So that is the key
Yeah.
for this to be
Mhm.
successful then. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes. Now, my next question is about Emil. What can you tell me about your cyberbacker? What can you tell me about Emil? Personality-wise, things like that.
He's a people pleaser and he likes to get tasks done. He's really good at um, he's an he's an order taker, and I find that when I am really thorough in communicating to him exactly what I'm looking for, he really gets his passion out of doing exactly what's asked.
And helping you out with the business. Is that
Yeah,
right?
getting through the tasks and
Yes.
likes to check things off of his list.
All right. Now, how much additional revenue has your cyberbacker made you, or how much time has he saved you ever since he started working with you last January?
Yes. So I can tell you that our business is up 15%. And so
Wow.
he has had some impact on that. I have not finished running my
Hmm.
2021 numbers yet, although one interesting comparison that I'm going to make is how has he grown our database business, meaning business that's come from our sphere of influence in
Hmm.
past clients. What percentage has that increased from last year to this year? Because that's primarily where he spends the majority of his time in managing our database. So we are up 15%. We currently don't have any paid lead sources. So I do believe that we can attribute that 15% to his in-depth and thorough duties within our database.
Wow. So
And
imagine.
he saves me, I mean, he's a full-time cyberbacker, so he saves me 40 hours a week. I mean, if he wasn't doing it, I would be.
So an extra 40 hours. And
Yeah,
imagine, not yet on your first year, 15% already. Imagine what you can do. And the cyberbacker would be in, let's say, 2 years or 3 years, right?
right, exactly.
Now, you already shared earlier that your cyberbacker, Emil, is focusing on your database. What other things do you have him do for your business?
So he works on our database, and I looked, when I was preparing for this, I said, you know what, I'm going to use the word works on. I looked it up so that I can really be thorough about this. And what it actually means, and this is exactly what he does, he puts forth effort toward creating, completing, or achieving our database. So he is constantly working inside of it and implementing ideas that I put to him, and then he puts to use. And also he is our primary social media expert. He does almost all of our social media branding, I guess is the best way to say it. We, as the agents, we're inside our own social media, talking to people, and he uses social media for branding. And he owns that, I would say.
So database and mainly social media then. I know that you and I can both agree on this. His role could still grow in the next few months, maybe in the next years to come. What are the new tasks that you're planning to have him do in the future for your business?
I have started transitioning him from being a task taker to a manager, a project manager. So I would like to talk with him about the steps of, the purpose of and the objective of whatever we're working on, and the goal, and talk about the steps in the process, and then have him run with it and complete it, really, with very little input from me.
Of course, in there, that part is also like investing in your cyberbacker, of course, helping him grow as well, right?
Yes.
Yes. Now, one last thing, Jennifer. What advice would you be able to give our listeners who are also business owners just like yourself when they're hiring their own cyberbacker?
The piece of advice would be to have the role as clearly defined as possible, and to be able to really explain that to your, I guess, I don't know, would you call it your hiring backer, the person that helps you hire the cyberbacker?
Yes. Of course.
And then make sure that you have time in your schedule to meet with your cyberbacker daily. And then, like I said, a couple times a week until you can eventually get to once a week, so that they have a clear understanding of the role and your expectations as the leader.
Of course, and investing your time basically in your cyberbacker as well, right?
Yes.
Yes. Now, one last thing. I know that Emil is listening to us right now, Jennifer. Would you want to give him a quick shout out on the show?
Oh, Emil, you're doing an amazing job. Thank you for putting up with me.
We are very excited to see where this partnership between you and Emil would be in the next few months and the years to come. Thank you very much for being on the show, Jennifer.
Thank you for listening to our daily dose of CyberCEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.